Have you ever considered that some of the things older adults do every day often, without thinking, might be quietly making life harder? If you're between 65 and 80, this video is your wake-up call. Today, we're going to explore 5 surprising habits many seniors still hold on to. They may seem small or harmless, but they're often what's standing in the way of living your later years with clarity, energy, and joy. These aren't the usual pieces of advice you've heard over and over. These are the subtle, under-the-radar choices that slowly shape the way we age mentally, physically, and emotionally. I'm not saying any of this to judge. I'm saying it because I want you to live smarter, stronger, and with more command over your time. So if you've ever wondered whether simple day-to-day choices are costing you peace of mind, independence, or well-being, stay with me. What you learn today might spare you from regret tomorrow. And trust me, the final point is one that most people never see coming. You won't want to miss it. Let's start with number 1. Holding on to old grudges. One of the most harmful emotional weights older adults carry into their 60s, 70s, and 80s is unresolved resentment. Whether it's a decades-old family argument, a friendship that went sour, or a neighbor who once said something painful, these things don't just sit in our memories, they settle in our bodies and our spirits. And over time, they wear us down. You might feel justified in holding on, thinking, I have a right to be upset. And maybe you do. But here's the harsh truth. The person who hurt you might have long forgotten, or at the very least, moved on. Meanwhile, you're the one reliving it every time it rises back up. Resentment doesn't punish the person who wronged you, it only poisons you. It hardens your heart, clouds your relationships, and even has physical effects, increasing stress and inflammation. Imagine dragging a heavy bag with you everywhere you go. Eventually, it gets so heavy you can't even enjoy the walk. The emotional energy it takes to keep anger alive is energy you could use to heal, laugh, reconnect, and savor your life. I once spoke with Walter, 79, who hadn't spoken to his sister in over 30 years after an argument over their parents' will. When I asked if he missed her, he said he did every single day. But pride had kept him silent. After our talk, he made the call. It didn't fix everything, but they laughed, they cried, and said the things they had carried for far too long. He later told me he hadn't felt that light in years. Forgiveness doesn't excuse what happened. It simply means you've chosen your own peace over old pain. It means you're ready to move forward lighter, freer. Even if they're not ready to meet you halfway, letting go in your heart still sets you free. Do it for yourself. You've carried it long enough. Number 2, neglecting your appearance. So many older adults fall into the mindset of, why bother? When it comes to how they look, they stop caring about how their clothes fit, stop fixing their hair, and dismiss the mirror altogether, as if it no longer matters. But here's the truth, how you show up on the outside still impacts how you feel on the inside. The moment you stop caring about your appearance is often the moment you begin to withdraw from your own life. This isn't about vanity or pretending to be young. It's about dignity. It's about showing respect for yourself and the life you're still living. When you look in the mirror and see someone clean, well-groomed, and pulled together, it reminds you that you still care and that you still belong. That reminder becomes even more powerful with age. Think about how it feels to get a fresh haircut, wear something you love, or even just wash your face and apply lotion. These little habits don't just boost how you look. They change your mindset. They remind you you're still alive and active, not just passing time. I remember Gloria, age 76, who said she hadn't worn lipstick in years because she didn't see the point. But after a friend encouraged her to try an old favorite shade, she told me, I didn't realize how much I missed seeing myself. That one swipe of lipstick reconnected her with the woman she still was. Neglecting how you look often leads to a cycle of isolation and low mood. But small moments of self-care invite you back into life. It sends a message to yourself and to the world that you're still present. So go ahead. Trim the beard, wear your favorite color. Put on those earrings. Not to impress anyone, but to honor your story and the fact that your story's not done yet. If you're finding this valuable so far, drop a number 2 in the comments to let us know you're still with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss upcoming videos. Your support helps us create more content that informs and inspires. Number 3. Acting like you're always right. One of the quiet frustrations of aging is the sense that people stop listening to you. So the instinct is often to speak louder, interrupt more, and insist that you know best. But this doesn't earn you more respect, it builds distance. Wisdom doesn't mean always having the answer. It means knowing when to speak, when to stay silent, and when to allow new perspectives. The world keeps changing, and the truth is there's always more to learn. When you're too committed to being right, you shut out conversations, fresh thinking, and even personal growth. And often, without realizing it, you end up pushing people away. Of course, it's okay to have strong opinions. You've lived a rich life, and your voice matters. But if every conversation turns into a debate, eventually people grow tired. Not because you're wrong, but because it's exhausting. I once knew an 81-year-old man named Harold. Brilliant, but deeply lonely. His daughter said, "He's always got to win the argument." Over time, friends stopped calling. His grandkids stayed away. When he finally let go of needing to be the smartest person in the room, everything shifted. He laughed more. He listened more. He reconnected. Being wise isn't about proving yourself. It's about letting others be heard. Sometimes your kids or grandkids just want to share their view, even if you already know the answer. Let them. Humility is a quiet kind of power, and the older you get, the stronger that power becomes. So choose connection over correction. Open your heart, and others will want to be near you again. Not because you changed your mind, but because you chose love over control. Number 4. Refusing to try new things. As we age, routine becomes comfortable. Same meals, same TV shows, same conversations, or sometimes no conversations at all. While familiarity can feel safe, it can also quietly pull the color out of life. Avoiding new experiences is one of the most overlooked mistakes older adults make. Sadly, many don't notice until it's too late. Life doesn't lose its spark at 65. If anything, this phase can be the most freeing. You've done the hard parts. No more bosses, no more diapers, no more proving yourself. But if you stop saying yes to new things, your world begins to shrink. Your brain, like a muscle, needs challenge. When your days become too predictable, your curiosity fades. Your confidence fades too. You start doubting your abilities, and fear takes root. I remember Eleanor, a widow in her 70s, who had never used a smartphone. Her grandson gave her one and offered to help. At first she said, "That's for young people." But eventually, she gave it a try. Months later, she was using voice notes, video chatting with high school friends, even ordering groceries online. She didn't feel younger, she felt alive, because she reminded herself she could still grow. When you say, "I don't do that," you start drawing a small circle around your life, and that circle can become a cage. Break the pattern. Say yes to something new, not because you need to, but because you still can. As long as you're here, life still has something to offer. If you're still watching, drop number 4 in the comments. Your feedback means everything. And if you haven't subscribed, now's a good time. Tap the bell so you never miss what's coming next. Number 5. Pretending you don't need help. One of the riskiest habits among older adults is acting like you've got everything under control alone. Whether it's pride, fear of being a burden, or a desire not to seem old. Too many people over 65 suffer in silence. They think asking for help means giving up. But refusing help doesn't make you strong. It quietly sets you up for failure. You've spent your life working hard, raising families, surviving loss. You've earned the right to lean on others when needed. And yet, many seniors avoid telling the doctor about symptoms, insist on doing physical chores alone, or continue driving when their vision has faded. And too often, it ends in a fall, a setback, or worse. Asking for help is not weakness, it's wisdom. It shows you value your health, your safety, and your loved ones. And when you allow others to support you, it deepens connection. In fact, saying yes to help gives others the gift of feeling useful. Think about that. Your daughter offering to shop for you. Your neighbor offering to rake your leaves. Your grandson helping with your phone. These acts build bridges. Jim, age 74, once fell from a ladder while fixing the gutters. That fall taught him to call his nephew next time. They not only got the job done, they shared lunch and reconnected. A small yes led to something beautiful. You've proven your strength. Now prove your wisdom. Know when to say, yes, I could use a hand. Final thoughts. At this point in life, you've earned more than rest, you've earned clarity. And sometimes clarity comes from pausing long enough to notice what needs to change. Each of these habits might seem minor, but together they shape your days. And your days become your life. If you're between 65 and 80, this is the perfect moment to shift. Aging doesn't mean you're stuck, it means you're wise enough to grow. When we talk about letting go of these habits, it's not blame, it's light. Light on what's holding you back. The moment you recognize what no longer serves you, you can release it and feel lighter. That's when things shift. You smile more, sleep better, feel more alive. So ask yourself, what have I been holding on to? Thinking it didn't matter? And what would life feel like if I let it go? That awareness is where your freedom begins. You have so much more life to live. Don't let outdated habits or pride steal another minute. You're not alone. There's a whole community walking this path, curious, thoughtful, and ready to grow. We're walking with you, one choice at a time. Thanks for spending time with us today. Leave a comment and share what stood out to you. We'd love to hear what you're taking away and how you'll use it. Your voice matters. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support means everything. See you in the next one.